Swindon Crescent, and we are about to get underway. Leeds United will play from right to left in the first half in all blue colours this evening. Ryan Edmondson, the point of the attack, and he's going to get us underway. Mr. Ross Joyce has had a cursory look at the watch. And there's the first whistle. So the ball will come out to the left-hand side immediately. Tom Pearce is on the overlap, but given away. There might be an early chance here for York City, but given away by Macaulay Langstaff, the number 11. Time for Leeds just to settle their nerves here as they come across to the left-hand side, try and get a grip on this game. Matthias Click, it looks like, will slot in at centre-back this evening. Giving away again. Burrow just trying to nip in there, but Leeds have won the ball back. Chance for the ball over the top. Here's Pearce, but it won't reach him. Early signs, though, Tony. It looks like Tom Pearce is trying to get forwards at every opportunity, albeit the game just hasn't quite settled down yet.
No, absolutely. Just trying to look out to the formation, and three at the back, De Bock on the left-hand side, Click in the middle, and Vieira actually the right side and centre-half. So, again, he does like to play a midfielder, you know, back in that defensive area, of course, able to bring the ball out and start the attacks. But interesting there, if you think Click and Vieira playing at centre-half, if I was a big centre-forward, I certainly quite fancy it. And of course, Jordan Burrow, he looks exactly that sort of player.
Yeah, he's a big unit, is Jordan Burrow. He's got the right arm raised. Adam Bartlett with the free kick then for a foul by Edmondson on Hamza Ben-Shiri. That's going to be a fascinating duel this evening. And quickly off his line, Kamil Miezek, who read the danger. Pearce just checks his stride. Ideguchi. Time to look up.
Good to see Ideguchi, isn't it, as well? We've not seen too much of him at all. Looks a small but technical player in their midfield area, of course, with Baker.
Sorry, Tony, just a bit of a hard-luck story as well for Ideguchi, who made the initial squad for Japan and then missed the final cup for his country at the World Cup. But back involved this evening, the Japan international, Edmondson, who's just dropped deep, tracked by Ben Sharif. And now a chance for York to build, but Edmondson has won it back. Ideguchi, York have got a player down. And the referee decides he wants to have a look at this. The player down is Wes York.
It's actually a good challenge from Ideguchi, which is nice to see. Edmondson was also trying to get it back as well, but sometimes you think of these smaller technical players, what are they going to be like in the English game? Well, that's the first little taste of what he can do. And yeah, okay, you can have the ball at your feet, but you need to win the ball back. Excellent challenge.
Yeah, very busy Ideguchi. The referee just stood over here, Wes York. He looks like he's just winded, in fact. The former Gateshead midfielder. He is back on his feet. And I think we've got a drop ball situation here.
It's called a rest, you see, that's what happens.
A rest, Tony, that's the one, yeah, that's the one, yeah.
Stay down just for an extra 60 seconds, mate, and let's have a bit of a rest. It's pre-season.
That's the technical term, yeah.
Exactly.
Well, there's the old drop ball, and it's going to go back to Kamil Miezek, and Miezek's another one, Tony, who will know now he's under pressure for the goalkeeping spot with the new signing, of course. Blackman, who's yet to feature in pre-season. He was on loan at Sheffield United last season, signed on a season-long loan from Chelsea. Tom Pearce, Ideguchi. The ball in field from Clark. Pearce looking to transfer play. York City back in possession. There's the trialist. Back to his goalkeeper. I kid you not, that is his name, as we've got it on the team sheet. We've tried long and hard to get his name. Even the York City staff didn't know his name, Tony. Unbelievable.
His name actually might be trialist. You just never know, do you?
A trialist. It is a name that pops up quite regularly in pre-season. Ronaldo Vieira out on the far side. Back in possession. And it's going to be a throw-in to Leeds United just in front of the dugout. Ideguchi offering short, but Ronaldo looking up. Does he go down the right channel? Instead decides to leave this one. Ronaldo back in possession. And click. Time to look up. Dubok. To the left-hand side, and Tom Pearce. It's a nice bit of keep ball. And slowly but surely, Leeds United growing into the game, building from the back. There's the ball down the right channel. Edmondson, the point of the attack. He's the only one in the box at the minute.
He is, but Jamie Shackle's a good run down that right-hand channel as well. And you can see there the centre-halves come midfielders there that can play the ball out from the back of the area there. A couple of first-time passes. Really good stuff.
Shackleton wearing the 54 shirt. Edmondson, he just tried to bring it under control. First touch a little bit heavy. I think he's trying to get the shot on the turn. Just create the space for himself. Didn't quite work for him, Tony.
Well, it didn't, but he should have done better, to be honest, because that's actually a really good ball in. You know, strikers in and around the box, they just want to get fed these balls, and one-touch finish, unfortunately, there, let him down.
Ben Sharif on target in a pre-season friendly against Bradford City at the weekend. There's the ball down the right channel. Iraguchi. Baker, who goes back to Dubok, and they've come away with the ball. Pearce, who's over the halfway line, does have an easy option on wide left. Here's Edmondson. Tom Pearce finds Lewis Baker. There's the shot from distance, just wide of the target. Not a bad effort. Maybe just opened up for Iraguchi. Probably feels he was entitled to go for that, Tony. Not a great deal on, in fairness.
No, absolutely. No, I think, of course, you've got one striker in Edmondson, and of course, if he then comes out wide, there's no one really in the box. So I think one of the midfielders has to kind of break in there. But why not? You know, it's okay, all this nice possession, going left and right, but there's got to be an end product to it, and at least that was a shot.
Yeah, try and ask a question of Adam Bartlett at least. And it will be Bartlett to get us back underway. If you are just joining us for LUTV pre-season coverage this evening, still goalless. There's the flick on from Burrow. Pearce taking no chances. Hooked clearance. Now it's with the number 7 for York City. Where's York? Well, this should be comfortable to be cleared. The linesman has decided there's going to be a foul on Dubok. He can just steady himself down here, Laurence Dubok. Belgium defender joined in January from Club Brugge, a player with Champions League and Europa League experience. Dubok with a bit of cleaning up to do here at the back. It should be sent clear, it is. That's a good clearance as well. First touch a bit heavy from Jack Clark and given away. And Sharif. Back to Bartlett. A bit of pressure from Lewis Baker. That's good pressure as well from Lewis Baker. Hooked ball over the top, and of course Baker can't contest for that. He would have been offside.
That's one of Bielsa's trademarks, isn't it? The high press, you know, a lot of pressure up top and try and win the ball back early. Just trying to see instances of that's important, but certainly the centre forward there, Sean Burrow, giving them a few problems, isn't he? Because just a very strong unit with that second ball.
Yeah, you can see what the game plan is from York City. It looks like when there's nothing else on, Tony, they're looking. Ben Sharif, he's looking for that point of attack, the big number 9, and Jordan Burrow. That's a good physical duel this evening with Matthias Klick.
So of course, if you don't win the first one, just make sure you're alive and alert to the second one. But certainly Miazek earlier, even he came out with a good interception, but certainly he caused much problems to centre forward.
Dubok will find Pearce. That's a good ball, asking a question of Wes York, who's on the turn. Good pressure from Jack Clark. The referee decides it's going to be a throw-in. I think Callum Griffiths thought he was asking for the free kick, Tony. Yeah,
it's a free kick. I think it's a challenge from behind, unfortunately, from Pearce. The referee has given that. Just gets back in his position. So yeah, it looks like Pearce is playing left wing back. Plenty of opportunities to get forward tonight as well. Just slot in defensively.
Yeah, we're not in possession, actually. It looks like a 5, doesn't it, from where we are right now. Pierce, Duboc, Click, Ronaldo Vieira. And on the right-hand side, Shackleton is dropping in. There might be a chance of a bit of a sighter here. That was Russ Penn, experienced midfielder. Just decided to open up, but the shot was charged down.
Kempster there actually ran forward, and Shackleton was just a yard behind him as well. So, you know, back 5, they don't really want to play a back 5, obviously, but sometimes you have to, you know, get back in there and defend.
The chance to send this ball in, Burrow the target. He gets up first, but, well, he won the climb. He couldn't get the header on target, and in the end, pretty comfortable.
It was, but really, when you've got 3 centre-halves, you never let the striker, of course, outside of the wide centre-half. Fortunately, Tom Pierce was in there just to put him off, but left back there had to come around and help out.
Cleek carry the ball out of defence. There's Baker looking for the 1-2. Cleek will join this attack. Just a bit short for Jordan Stevens over on that right-hand side.
It was, but there you see the first, certainly, piece of play that for me is that's Bielsa-like. In that, Cleek had the ball, you know, he's played a 1-2, he's broken the lines already, now he's in midfield, and he's starting off attacks. You know, that's the way that certainly Bielsa likes to play.
Interested just watching the movement here, Tony, as well, of Lewis Baker, who appears to be playing off Ryan Edmondson this evening, just sort of drifting in between midfield and attack. The link man, if you like.
Well, that's really important as well, because when I said before, you've got a striker, just one up top, and you've got to then break from midfield and support him. And of course, Baker, you're right, he seems to have the legs, doesn't he, to get up and back. So drop back in and make an extra man in midfield, but when you can get forward, I think Baker has to try and help Edmondson out.
Well, there will be a free kick to defend. York City have sent the big men forward. Ben Sharif and his fellow central defender, Russ Penn, on the halfway line. There's the ball stood up looking for Burrow. A bit of a nudge in the back by Matthias Click. The referee.
Well, that is a midfielder playing centre-half, unfortunately. There you go. So this is what pre-season games are all about, you know, to look at these things. But you know, he's facing a straight ball. Unfortunately, you should go and attack it. When you get the wrong side of the defender, the attacker, you just actually just let him deal with it, not give away a free kick like this.
This looks like it's going to be Sean Newton, who has pulled rank on his fellow fullback Callum Griffiths. I think this is going to be the left foot of Newton. Newton has gone for it. Well, he's forced the save. And in the end, had to carry that one away to the left-hand side. Not a bad effort.
No, absolutely, yes. Up and over the wall, going away from the keeper as well into that corner. Good save from them. Certainly music.
York City have coughed up possession over on that far side. Newton
He's carried away, hasn't he? My goodness, he gets one free kick and thinks he's
a bit of a rush,
all of a sudden.
A rush of blood to the head for Newton, but not a bad attempt. Actually, it's the first meaningful save from either goalkeeper. Duboc looking for Baker, but just sold his teammate a bit short again. The two just having a word with each other. So a throw in to be taken by Callum Griffiths. Here's Russ Penn. Ball looking for his teammate over at the back, over on the far side. There's the ball in from Newton. Drilled into the near post area. Clicker's missed it. It's a bit of a scramble. And in the end, cleared. Will run out of play over on the far side. Just a bit of a goalmouth scramble.
Panic at the back. Not really comfortable at all, hacking it clear. So yeah, I think it's difficult as well when you're trying to do exactly what the manager says, but sometimes you need to play the game as well, in that, read what's going on around you.
And Sharif just put under a bit of pressure from Edmondson. There's the hooked ball over the top from Heslop. Tom Pierce has to deal with this. And it's a hooked clearance with a bit of distance on it. He's done well. But York City back in possession. Callum Griffiths looking for Burrow, who wins the flick on. Maziek is off his line, and in the end it's Macaulay Langstaff who went for it. Langstaff will keep this ball alive, but they've given it away. Click again. That's much better. Commentator's kiss of death. It gives it away. Yeah. Not helped by, of course, our restricted view here, Tony. We've got a lovely big pylon in front of us, haven't we?
That's it, we'll blame that.
Yes.
That's a good idea. Yeah, actually, almost York were in again, weren't they, there? And unfortunately, Shackleton fell asleep again for Kempster. And that's just a direct ball. It's the second ball that you've got to be aware of. And Shackleton just about got away with it.
Corley Langstaff, the York City number 11 it was, he was threatening. He'll try and come away down the left-hand side. The referee wants to pull play back here. So York City with a free kick. And they've got a chance to load the box. I'm sure the two big centre-backs are going to come forward here. And they've got Burrow as well. Another big unit to aim at. So sending all the artillery forward here. Ben Sharif on target in a 1-0 win against Bradford City at the weekend. Free kick to come in over on the far side. Two-man wall for Leeds United. There's the delivery. Well, it's missed everybody. Hamza Ben Sharif it was at the back post threatening, but I think the challenge from Ben Sharif, not to the referee's liking. Bit of a discussion going on there as well with Tom Pearce. And they've got a player down here of Leeds United.
I think it's the ball.
It is the bot, Tony, yeah.
That's right. I mean, he was, again, marking that back post. Ben Sharif, and he came in very strongly, didn't he? Couldn't quite get there. DeBock got his body in the way, but Ben Sharif just cleared him out anyway.
And DeBock, who's just sort of holding his left thigh area. The good news is he is on his feet. Whether they just say to him, look, just give us 5 minutes and see if you can run it off. I think he's going to be okay here. So still no breakthrough here at Bootham Crescent. We've been playing, what, just over 15 minutes. York City 0, Leeds United 0. LUTV coverage, don't forget, the second of 6 pre-season games. You can follow the live action here with us on LUTV. $3.99 per game, I understand, before we get underway in that season opener against Gary Rowett's Stoke City on Sunday, 5th of August. That's the big target, of course, for new manager Marcelo Bielsa. And DeBock is over on the near side as we look at it. He's going to obviously have to come off to go back on. Just holding his left thigh area as that challenge came in. We'll keep a watching brief on him. The Belgian looks okay, and he's back in possession. Edmondson looking for the flick on. It's going to be a Leeds United throw to be taken by Tom Pearce. Gucci offering support, but ignored. So too Jack Clark. Back with Click. And Miazek. How does he send this long? It's come out to the left-hand side. Lawrence Duboc. There's Baker. Finds Click again. They've transferred play from left to right. Click with time to look up. And back in possession. Dupont. He was trying the slide-through ball into the feet of Tom Pearce, who'd made the run to this near side. He's proven a good outball as well, is Pearce on this left-hand side, Tony. No,
absolutely. Very athletic. I certainly like the look of him, but going back to the keeper as well, Miazek, he's not going to pump it long. He's going to try and play out. You see some nice passing there. The moment for me, Click seems to really have got the idea of exactly what Bielsa's wanting. He's coming out with the ball nicely, but there has to be some end product.
There's a long punt over the top. Corley Langstaff just asking a question of Ronaldo Vieira, the captain. He's dealt with that situation well, took the initiative. Sent it back to his goalkeeper. Picked up by Click. Just threatening to be a one-on-one situation. Pearce. Ball in field to Click. Ronaldo Vieira. Again, they've gone from left to right. Baker just trying the dummy to get Edmondson in. Right idea. And back in possession now. Lewis Baker.
Edmondson just wasn't aware, was he, unfortunately? Baker, very clever, step over one of the 1-2, but Edmondson didn't read it.
Ronaldo Vieira. Wants it back. Again, just a little bit short. And there's the ball over the top. They're trying to get Macaulay Langstaff in a one-on-one situation, this time against Click, and it's gone against Click. There's that problem highlighted again, Tony.
Well, it is, and of course what they want to do is just try and put you under as much pressure as you can, so they can't play their way through. So what do? They put it high and get it in behind. Defenders hate being turned, of course, but Click there, he really should know better as well, because he's going absolutely nowhere. He's near the touchline. Don't give away a free
He didn't have to commit, did he?
No, absolutely.
Chance for York City then to load the box. Again, the two big centre-backs have come forwards. Sean Newton is in there as well. So too Alex Kempster. So we've got a chance to ask a question of Kamil Mierzek. It's been whipped into the near post area. And in the end, Pierce is back in there helping out. Shot on the turn. And there's a header at the back post, which has gone behind, but it's going to be a dead ball. But York City certainly asking a question.
No, absolutely. It's really good quality inside the box. But first Tom Pierce and then Mierzek. What a fantastic save that was. Very important.
Just got a hand to it. It was Ben Sharif who got the shot on the turn. Here's Dubuc. Carry the ball forwards. There's the crossfield ball. Out to the right-hand side, but it won't stick. Bit of disappointment. Ryan Emerson just looking to cut the angle off here. York City deep inside their own half, still no breakthrough.
It was a ball out to Jordan Stevens,
It was.
wasn't it? I'm not sure if you saw it properly, because actually it was a perfect ball, I thought. Just for him to run into. I don't know whether the sun's a bit low over there, but it really was good play.
It's just that pocket of sun over there. We've got the shade over on our side as we look at it, but it's almost like he's lost flight of the ball.
He must have, that's right. That was interesting as well. When Dubuc got it, you saw Pierce run inside, and then here we've got Jack Clark run outside. They're trying to do certain movements that clearly the manager wants, but it's going to take a little while, isn't it, obviously, to bed in.
Edmondson, again, just asking a question of Adam Bartlett. There's the climb from Dubuc. This time got well above Langstaff winning the aerial duel. Newton brings it under control. And Simon Heslov, again, they're just looking for that ball over the top, just trying to get these Leeds defenders turning, back facing their own goal, which is where no defender wants to be. Well, it's a throw-in that's risky. And there's a chance here for the opener for York City. They're asking for a penalty as well. It was Dubuc who was put under massive pressure. And I didn't know whether the challenge looked a little bit clumsy. They are asking a question here of the referee, Ross Joyce, but he's not interested. It was Langstaff who went through, I have to say.
Oh, I'll tell you what.
Yeah,
that's
well,
unfortunate, yeah. Fortunately, we haven't got VAR. Because you never quite know, but that was...
Well, I was worried for him, Tony, yeah.
Awful play. Not only that, what you don't do with the throw-in, you don't go back across your own goal as well. That was the first mistake. After that was pretty poor.
Yeah, there wasn't enough distance on the throw, which put Dubuc under pressure, and it was Langstaff. There's the corner. Header at the back post. And it's the trialist who scored, the number 5, whose name we don't have. But he's on target for York City. And how routine was that? That's poor defending from Leeds United, but we've got the breakthrough.
Well, poor defending. There was no defending. Simple as that. How can you have a free header at the back post? That was absolutely awful. Decent ball in. I think what we have seen from York City, that delivery inside that box is pretty darn good, but at the same time, you've got to challenge with the ball. No challenge whatsoever, and you're right. A trialist scores a decent goal.
And the announcer has just...
Typical, way.
You've probably heard described the number 5 as the mystery man. even York City. They picked him up. He must have just turned up with his kit tonight, Tony. Can have a game.
They'll sign him at half-time now.
But listen, the manager, he won't be happy though. We're having a, joking aside, that's a poor goal to concede.
No, absolutely, yeah. And I think again, everyone has their role, responsibility, and sometimes if a man's free, someone out there needs to lead the team and say, okay, you pick him up. You can't obviously do it all on the whiteboard before the game, but no voice there, no leader, free header, poor goal.
So a chance for Click. He's over the halfway line, looking for options left and right, and he rides the challenge. Dubuc. Back in field to Click. Interesting to block in possession there, and he was asking a question of Jack Clark, look, give me something to aim at. Clark playing out on this left-hand side, he's occupying the space vacated by Tom Pearce. So Leeds now chasing this game behind. Goal scored by the number 5, the mystery man, as he's been described. Simple header at the back post from the York City corner. Ben Sharif. I'm sure he's just going to send this long. Instead, evades the attention of Ed. Langstaff might be in here in the end. Kamil Mirzek has to come off his line and avert the danger.
Yet again, it's just very physical play from York. They win the first header. Almost. Certainly Macaulay Langstaff. He's got some speed, hasn't he? Vieira had to be very, very quick. Keep it out quickly as well. But it's happened on too many occasions now. They're playing at least good link-up play up top. The moment Leeds to Edmondson.
Fuck's sake.
Leeds to Edmondson. No one's really joining in, helping him. He's not really getting the ball to his feet either.
Ball is out
on there, but yeah, not really settling down, are we? There's no real rhythm or pattern or control, I suppose, in that midfield area for Leeds at the moment. Misses, you look a bit silly.
There's Penn with the ball around the corner. Didn't reach its target. Away by Jordan Stevens over on that far side.
That's right, certainly was a free kick as well, and this is exactly what York are looking to do, win free kicks in that last third. Get the big guys up, send into the danger area.
They've got plenty of physicality here. Enough to aim at. There's the ball in. Ball to the back post. Took a couple of and it's gone out for a York City corner. So again, they can keep the big men up here. We can deep to our right-hand side as we look at it. It's going to be Newton to take it. There's the call on from Callum Griffiths. They would have had a man over as well if Newton had seen his fellow fullback. Newton is going to whip this one in, left-footed then. Ball deep to the back post area. But this time eludes everyone. Throw on the far side.
Not a bad test this as well, I think, for Leeds. And, certainly the manager as well, you know, looking at these sort of so-called lesser sides, you know, they're still going to cause you a few problems just by putting the ball in the dangerous areas. So it's going to happen in the Championship for all, I think.
It's matching them physically as well.
Yeah,
Tony,
absolutely.
of course. That's where they're asking a question, isn't it? Is Baker to Tom Pearce. Click. Baker again. Easy ball on out to the left-hand side. Jack Clark. Clark, who's into the box. Can he get something out of this? Ball there from Lawrence de Bot that Could have taken a touch. In the end, the pressure coming from Burrow. But he wins the throw in any event.
Good to see Jack Clark as well get on the ball, his left-hand side, And take people on, that's what you need to do as well in that last third. You don't always pass your way through.
Just see there as well, Lewis Baker just pointing a finger saying, look, we've got to try and ask a question, try and get bodies forwards. Iraguchi to Click. It's not a bad spot as well, Edmondson, he wants a bit of help here. Well, he's asking the question.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good ball across the face of the goal. Just needs somebody to gamble.
Absolutely. And to be fair, Lewis Baker did put his hand up and say, sorry, yeah, because as soon as it does go forward, one of the midfielders has to break his neck to get inside the box. No one did. That should have been a tap-in for someone.
Corner to be taken by Lewis Baker then. And Leeds United get level before half-time. There's the ball in. Good delivery. Here's Pearce. Excellent first control. This ball has to come in. Body's still committed, but a poor delivery from Jordan Stevens. Pearce wins the header. And they'll try and build again over on the far side. Ryan Emerson, well, they wanted that into feet. You could see. And that's that final ball that you were talking about, Tony, as well.
It is. You've got to show some quality there. Fortunately, Stevens, a couple of occasions now, has just let himself down. He's a youngster. I'm sure he's frustrated, trying to do well, but just needs to relax a bit, get on the ball and just keep it.
This evening, Leeds United chasing this game. York City 1. Leeds United 0. Goal scored by York City's trialist, described as the mystery man. Of course, 15 minutes left. So we've played the opening 30. That ball out to the left-hand side, but York City have given it away. Vieira back in possession. Here's Click. Easy ball on for Duboc. The Belgian in possession. Decent tracking from Wes York, and well, the referee. Well, we know why he's giving it, Tony. He thinks that's hands-on. I'm not so sure.
He's superb defensively, and you can see immediately as soon as the ball was with the Leeds defenders, Pearce is off. That's it, you know. So he's trying to really extend them. Good run, good ball, a good play from Wes York.
Wes York just had a yard on Tom Pearce when Duboc released that. That's what's helped him ultimately. The referee immediately decides some treatment is required here to Jack Clark, who is down. There's a bit of concern here about Clark. It just means that the players can take a couple of drinks on board and try and get some instructions. They're chasing this game. And they're taking their time, which they can afford to do, of course, in pre-season. They won't want Lewis Baker being ripped. If he's taken a knock or he's just winded or referee's just having a word.
I think the physios was maybe a knock to the head or something like that. Always worried about head injuries, but fortunately he looks okay.
He's going to have to go off, of course, to come back on. You can see the contribution he's trying to make, just that link man in between midfield and attack. Try and getting close to Ryan Edmondson this evening. Quite, but he looks okay. I think he's going to be able to come back on. Just a chance to regroup. But an equaliser before half-time, Tony, is what we're searching for, really.
Oh, absolutely, yes. Absolutely, yes. They'd like a bit of confidence. He's surely not gone for goal there, has he? That was ambitious. Or
the one criticism,
kicking it back to him.
You know, I think we can make it. They haven't.
Edmondson, he's been working very hard, you know, trying to get the ball to his feet. One good piece of work that he did on the right hand channel when he put it across, there's no one there to, you know, tap it away. So we've looked okay at the back. We've struggled again. So you can certainly see the players trying to go through the movements and the rotational areas, passing game, but it's not really clicking at the moment because. As you rightly say, it's an end product is needed, and we haven't had one.
Here is Click to Dubok. Dubok in an advanced. Dubok in an advanced position. Back to Click. Click looking for the run. There's the ball over the top. Headed away. But Leeds United
come inside to allow the space for certainly Pearce to get around the outside. Not enough movement there.
Clark. Good ball out to the right-hand side. But the challengers come in. First touch a bit heavy from Jordan Stevens. But Leeds United back in possession. Click. Almost had his pocket picked. Dubok. He's got time to look up. Baker.
Stevens just struggling with the pace of the game, isn't he? Just give the ball away yet again, the young man. So hopefully he can just get that pass in. Sometimes it's just the first pass, first tackle. Make sure you do that right. He's had 3 or 4 now that have gone astray.
Shackleton coming forwards. In the end, just goes down a bit of a cul-de-sac. But one back by Edmondson. And now they've got a chance to send this ball in. Edmondson is in there. So to Clark, there's the ball in. Jack Clark will keep the ball alive. There's Tom Pearce. Well, the challenge has come in from Callum Griffiths. You can probably hear the ironic cheers from the Leeds supporters away to our right. They feel that's a long time coming, that free kick. It was Wes York initially, and then Callum Griffiths it was who brought Tom Pearce down. That's the right decision.
No, absolutely, yes. Yeah. Tom Pearce, really good run as well. Nice and forceful, make something happen, of course. And there, the fullback, Callum Griffiths, a rash challenge. Now, set pieces. Let's see if we can put them under pressure like they did to us.
Alex Kempster, just a bit of an injury concern over on that far side for York City. But Lewis Baker is behind this free kick. Season-long loan signing from Chelsea. Now, does he fancy his chances?
I think so. Shot
I think he does. Let's have a shot on target at least. Here is Baker, steps up, curly right-footed effort, fist in. But saved by Adam Bartlett.
Safe hands as well, didn't allow it bounce off him either, but decent strike on target.
Bartlett will get us back underway then. I'm sure the target, the point of the attack for the Minster men, and he's got Langstaff as the foil. There's the long punt forward, looking for Burrow, just misses out on the aerial challenge. Ronaldo Vieira's in there, and here now is Dubok. Ball out to Tom Pearce. Looking for the run of Jack Clark, who's done well. Good interception, though, from Callum Griffiths.
Just thought Jack Clark had just got his body across the fullback then and would have been brought down. Instead, it was a good recovery from the fullback.
Here's Ideguchi, looking for the give and go. The Japan international back in possession, and now Click to Ideguchi. He's got time to look up. And they've gone out to the right. Stevens. Ideguchi. It's the easy ball on. Ignored. Dubok. To Click. Ideguchi. There's the call from Tom Pearce. Pearce is into the box. And the ball just a bit too... too much purchase on it. Right idea, just the wrong execution.
No, that was unlucky, that's right, because here you saw...
Why do you keep going in his room?
Central out to the left-hand side. That allowed Tom Pearce then to really steam forward. Does like...
You can't get Wi-Fi.
forward, doesn't he? Must admit, I do like Click in this position at the moment, in that when he comes forward, not so much defensively, obviously, but coming forward, you can see that he's very comfortable on the ball. He's very comfortable on the ball. Gets things going higher up the pitch.
Yeah,
There's no doubt.
Not been afraid to carry the ball out.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
No,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. I think he... No, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. I think if you look at the centre half, sometimes they get to a certain point and then they'll pass it square for the midfielder to drop in. Forget that. Do it yourself. Clickers.
And the short ball on for Stevens. Baker again. Now it's back. With Tom Pearce. To Click. Click again in an advanced position. Wants to give it go here with the Ryan Edmondson, but Edmondson has lost out. Oh, I thought Baker was going to pull the trigger. It's Shackleton who's in the box, but in the end it's come to nothing. And I just thought there that Lewis Baker, having looked at Tony, was
Slipped that ball in. Unfortunately, couldn't quite get on the end of it.
moving towards the final 5 minutes of regulation first half play here at Bootham Crescent. 6 games in the space of 13 days for Marcelo Bielsa's men. And don't forget, continued coverage for just $3.99 per. And they want to take the free kick quickly into the feet of Edmondson. Well, the hold-up play initially good, then he has his Tupac, skips the challenge of York, and Pearce. Now, does he have a go at Griffith? Thought about the ball in. Midaguchi came across to challenge. And Tupac, the Belgian, has got time to look up and finds Click. That's the easy ball on. Midaguchi again off it, but now it's with Click. They're looking for that. Just needs one of them to get on the end of this. Shot in the end from Jack Clark, but well held by Adam Barley. That's a save I wasn't expecting to make as well, Tony.
Absolutely, a tame shot as well, unfortunately. He did have a little bit of time.
Well, it's Matthias Click who's come across. That's not the first foul he's committed in that area. You've got a look on your face, Tony.
Well, it's just ridiculous. That's the easy part of the game. I think trying to just run through the back of someone is just silly. Absolutely.
He's going to take him wide, hasn't he? Yeah.
But look where he is. What you do know, York City, they can't play through you. They do want set pieces, so don't give fouls away. He has given, I think, about 3 or 4 now. So all the good side of the game that he has brought the ball out from the back and stuff. The ball out from the back and start attacks off. That's the good side. Unfortunately, the bad side is this here getting free kicks away.
Well, it's going to be Macaulay Langstaff with the free kick then. Or does he go for it? Chance for York City to double their advantage. Well, it's a poor free kick in the end. I'm not quite sure. In the end, it's
fucking shit.
Nothing. Russ Penn trying to hook that one over the top. But a bit of a let-off really, because free kick conceded by Click, who's the other part of his game has been excellent tonight, and I think that's what we can say.
No, absolutely, yes. I think Vieira as well at the back there has done okay, but certainly Click, the central centre half coming out with the ball has been impressive, but of course what you also want him to do is defend very well, and kicks and corners coming into the box, just don't give them it.
Yeah, they are.
Don't give them it.
Yeah, they are cheap free kicks, aren't they? Now there might be a chance. Back on terms. But in the end, a good save. It was Jamie Shackleton who went for it. Ryan Emerson screaming for it. And they also had Jack Clark as well. It was Shackleton in an advanced position.
Oh, good effort.
To tell you about as well. Hugo Diaz is one of the changes made by Marcelo Bielsa at half-time.
That's right, he's gone back to...
Immediately got to introduce himself to this game with Leeds United chasing it 1-0 down. As we get underway, Diaz immediately... Bunya made his senior debut against Preston in April. But he's another one that... he's got the best part of 45 minutes to tell his man. Well, there you go. The PA announcer doing our job for us, Tony, including a change at the back as well with the goalkeeper. Chance for Newton to send this ball in, and a chance for York City. Oh, what a chance that was! And on the follow-up, surely Langstaff, he thinks he scored, but the flag has gone up. It won't count. Macaulay Langstaff it was who got the initial chance. Then on the follow-up, he's put the ball in the back of the net, but the flag has gone up, and it won't count.
Brilliant save, wasn't it, from Will Huffer as well? Excellent. He's just come on, pulled off a great save. I have to say, though, it's an excellent ball in from Sean Newton down this left-hand side. Timing of that was perfection.
Yeah, whipped in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Whipped in with plenty of pace. So the England under-20 goalkeeper represented Leeds, of course, at under-18 and under-23s. Immediately involved, Will Huffer. Sam Dolby's on as well, the teenage striker, signed from Leyton Orient in January on a 2.5-year deal. And off the back of a strong under-23s campaign, he's another one that will want to make a bit of an impression on the manager. Diaz goes out to the left-hand side. Dubok looking for Pearce. It was Langstaff who thought he'd doubled the home side's advantage. Here he is again. But Dubok back helping out. And it's with Will Huffer.
Well, to be honest, he should have actually doubled the advantage, shouldn't he? Because the ball in, it's a clean header as well at the back post there. The rebound, fortunately, come out, there was a offside, but Leeds yet again, just a crossfield ball. Yes, it was quality, but had them in all sorts of problems.
Chance down the right-hand side. Well, the referee has blown. Jamie Shackleton thought he'd won the foot race, but in the end, the referee has blown for infringement. The referee just coming across to have a word here.
Harsh. Yeah, I think Kempster there actually did quite well to get back, and just the size of him really got the better of Shackleton.
Yeah, referee just having a word, explaining his decision. Back underway with Bartlett. There's the long punt looking for Burrow, but strong header from Diaz. Tom Pearce with the challenge. It's a late one. It's a free kick. No more, no less. I think the referee is going to have a word. I don't believe there's anything sinister in that. Pearce was always stretching, and the referee having a word here.
It was late,
yeah.
Simple as that, yeah. And it was a good bit late, but that's a challenge in pre-season that you will get away with. Challenge in the championship, you won't get away with. That'll be a yellow card.
Yeah. Bit of a get-out-of-jail card for Tom Pearce, who always felt was going to be late for that one. Here's the free kick. Almost a chance for a second. It's a good header from Newton, who's now got to retreat. He's way out of position, but he got a good climb. And again, we're looking at it, Tony, asking the question, well, where is the challenge?
Absolutely, it was Rano Vieira that actually picked him up, but, you know, just the size advantage for sure. Newton, he had the run on him as well. Got up nice and early and just beat him to the header.
Here is Vieira, captain for the evening. Diaz. Diaz to Duboc. Tom Pearce hugging the left touchline. And in possession now, Diaz. He's got
Now, I will ask now, though,
the time to
why
take
is
a
this...
touch. Comes out to Ronaldo Vieira. One out to the right-hand side here. And on the turn, carrying the ball in field, Dolby runs into a bit of a cul-de-sac. But Vieira back in possession for Leeds United. Here's Diaz. Diaz into the feet of Baker. Lewis Baker on the turn. He's trying to escape the clutches there of his marker, but a bit too much attention from Hamza Ben Sharif, who's just got way too tight. Vieira, easy ball in fields to Click. Lewis Baker, option on the left-hand side, looking for Pearce. Right idea, just a bit undercut, but he's won it back as Lewis Baker. Click. Ronaldo Vieira to Baker. Again, good technique from the new signing. Duboc. He's lost out, but there's nobody up top here for York City, so it's just going to come straight back at them.
Not sure what the York City defender saw there, but seen a nice pass into the channel to absolutely no one. Very strange.
It means that he's going to get it straight back with Diaz. Vieira wants it on this near side. And Click. Based on what we've seen, 50 minutes in, Tony's performance, one of the highlights this season. I know you've raised a bit of a question mark when defending, but certainly carrying the ball out of defence. He's looked composed, he's looked measured.
No, absolutely. Yeah, I think he's looked pretty good indeed.
We'll just see this break on. Langstaff, who's beaten the offside trap. Could do with a bit of help, but in the end, good tracking from not just the back, but the gaps appearing over on that far side.
Well, they are, and of course, when you do lose the ball, that's the most opportune moment for the opposition to then get at you. That's exactly what they did. Ronaldo Vieira then trying to play offside. He wasn't offside. It's a good run, but good defensive work from Lawrence Duboc.
Ben Sharif has got Dan Parslow, the substitute. Now it's with Newton. Newton from left to right, and Ben Sharif. York. And again, they've just lost out over on that far side, Callum Griffiths, but he will get the throw. Here's Ross Penn. Again, they've fed that ball in down the right-hand side. Langstaff, and he's done the right thing for his team. He's won the corner out of a nothing situation.
No, absolutely, but Russell Penn there, the number 6 for York, just got the ball in acres of space. Leeds United just switched off there, lost their men. He was able to find a nice little ball in that right-hand channel, but again, good defensive work. But it's a set piece yet again for York.
And they can load the box. Dan Parslow, the substitute, has come forward. He's going to stand right on the toes here of Will Hoffer. That's the big number 15. So some defending to do. Newton with the in-swinger. Well, the goalkeeper came out, Will Hoffer. He's made a bit of a hash of it. And it's going to be a second corner in quick succession for York City. So the big men can stay forwards. Won't be taken this time by Newton.
Which is strange, because I thought the delivery was absolutely fantastic. And yes, the keeper fumbled the ball, but very difficult ball to deal with.
His delivery has been good tonight. Newton instead has come forward. Got the challenge on. There's the fisted clearance. York City looking to recycle this ball. There's Newton, but there's too much on that, and it's gone out of play. So Leeds can just regroup here. Remember, chasing this game, they're 1-0 down. Goal scored by a trialist. That's a name that you hear a lot of during pre-season.
Really good player.
There's plenty of them as well. Shackleton to Vieira. Now it's with Diaz. Duboc. Pierce again, hugging that left touch line. Hugo Diaz. Oh, that's a smart ball infield to Dolby, who's on the turn. Vieira to Inaguchi, outside of the right boot. Burrow back helping out. York City just trying to clear their lines. And in the end, the long punt forward from Newton. Langstaff just loses out to Diaz. Good challenge from the Spaniard, and Click sends that one out to Pierce. Duboc again. Vieira. Good first touch to find Click. Vieira. Lewis Bacon out. Got the call on that Burrow was in hot pursuit, and they've gone out to the left-hand side. Dolby's in the box if he can be found. In the end, good fullback play from Callum Griffiths, but they will get a corner out of it.
Yeah, good to see Jack Clark as well get the ball and take his fullback on. Why not? Always difficult as well to make a challenge in the box. Delinda has to time it perfectly. That time, to be fair, Griffiths did, but good play. Certainly a little bit more dominant in midfield. I think Click and certainly Baker got some ability, haven't they, in there?
Duboc, Dolby, Click, all ones to aim at. Here is Click. Oh, it's off the bar, and it's been put in on the follow-up. And it's Sam Dolby who has scored. Simple tapping, really. So Leeds back on terms. The initial shot from Click rattled the crossbar, and on the follow-up, Sam Dolby, the teenager, he couldn't really miss time.
Well, right place, right time. I mean, and certainly for strikers, that sort of thing is just knowing where to be. He was nice and aware. Just put his foot out. It looked simple, but really was a good finish. But Click again, composed, wasn't it? Good shot against the bar. And finally, Leeds get back on level terms.
Sam Dolby, who's been making noises, of course, for the under-23s, had a strong end to the campaign. And it's the next logical step, of course. I mean, just how difficult is that, Tony, for these youngsters that they want to try and make that senior breakthrough, which we saw last season, of course, with Tom Pierce, et al. Plenty more that fall into that bracket. Challenged by Click on Burrow. But that's the next logical career move, but it's such a difficult ask, isn't it?
No, it really is. And, of course, you need a bit of luck, of course. You need the ability, but also, depends what the manager sees and what style of player you are. You might not fit, you might fit. Of course, now Marcelo Bielsa is looking to buy lots and lots of players. Will he buy a couple of strikers? Then all of a sudden, the young striker Dolby will be down the pecking order.
Newton, who I think has won the corner here.
They're lively, aren't they, York? At least they're alert. They're trying to play it nice and quick. Just Leeds a little bit tired and switched off at times.
Newton. The corner, this time hangs that ball up. Will be a shot on the turn from Kempster. York over on the far side. Can they get this ball in? Enough bodies back for Leeds United to deal with this, and in the end, York City have won the throw. A couple of these players retreat, Parslow and Ben Sharif, but number 10 here untracked on the edge of the box. That's Kempster. Just have to keep an eye on that. York City are going to have to start from scratch. Ben Sharif. Now it's with Parslow. Out to the left-hand side, and Newton. Easy ball on here to Kempster, but instead he comes in field. Newton outside of the left boot to Kempster, who's in the box. And a chance for a second. And it's Wes York. Well, he made the run. He couldn't get over the ball. And in the end, a poor execution. Having done the hard part by John in the attack, he's joined the support, but he couldn't get it on target.
No, unfortunately not. Didn't have the quality at the end of it, but it really was good play. And of course, Shackleton, the 54, I mean, he's getting a little bit caught. He's not quite sure where Kempster is. And of course, he does want to push on, but at the same time, got to defend as well. Kempster got round the back and really produced a decent cross.
Well, it looks like York City are going to make... How many have we got over there? 1, 2, 3, 4. Could well be 4 changes coming up here for York City, including the big centre forward John Parkin. Looks like Langstaff is going off. So to Kempster. Well, we'll keep tabs on all of these. Burrow is going off as well. There's the 3rd. Is there a 4th change? We'll try and keep tabs on anyway. Martin Gray utilising his bench this evening. Yeah, it looks like Penn's gone off as well, hasn't he? Yeah. We're not helped by the fact that one of these York City substitutes doesn't even have a number on his back. So please excuse us. I think that is David Ferguson, but you can probably hear all the substitutions over the top of us here. Yeah, there we go. We've got the 4 right that have got the hook. And York City utilising all of their bench this evening. Challenge on Diaz. From the number 12, that's Jake Wright, wants to get involved. There's Lewis Baker.
Lovely turn and spin away from his marker as well.
Noguchi to Vieira. Lewis Baker again. This time gives away possession. Ben Sharif had read that. There's the York City player that we were talking about with no number on his back, which doesn't help. I've got a feeling that is David Ferguson, but please do correct me if I'm wrong. Leeds United back in possession then. Diaz will have to go all the way back to Will Hoffer. 1 apiece. You are just joining us on LUTV for pre-season coverage, the 2nd of 6. What, in the space of 13 days, a busy pre-season programme for Leeds United before that Championship season opener on Sunday, 5th of August against Stoke City. Should be some game. Now, can they break down the left-hand side? Here's Pearce, got a chance to send this one in. Pearce at the end has gone for it. Well, it must have just opened up for Tom Pearce. But in the end, no real problem for Adam Bartlett. In fact,
he's gone out for a throw.
He's gone out for a throw.
And I have to say, being a left back myself and swinging the right boot every now and then, those sort of things do happen, okay? All I can say to Tom is, keep having a go. Eventually it might go in.
That's what happens with the swinger.
Exactly.
Leeds United throw. Final touches come off John Parkin. There's a name that I'm sure Leeds United supporters will be familiar with. Once cost Stoke City £250,000. John Parkin has been around the block. best known for spells at the likes of Hull City, Preston, and such like. But he's a big unit. He's another one to aim at. Pretty much like for like with Borough going off, of course, for York City, Tony. But
yeah, absolutely.
He's one that can aim at John Parky.
Should be able to spot him okay, to be fair.
I would think so, yeah. Just thinking about asking John how his pre-season programme's going, Tony, but
not so well.
I thought against it, yeah. Here's a chance then, down the right-hand side, but there's too much on that cross from Yusuke Iraguchi, and that's a poor delivery.
It is. He's been moved out to the right-hand side, hasn't he, in the second half? So he's not so involved in there. Not really getting on the ball as he would like, I'm sure.
We saw flashes in the first half.
We did. Yeah. No, absolutely. I think I said he looks very gifted technically. That there's no doubt. You know, 1 or 2 tackles wide. We've not seen much of him, have we? Hasn't been around too often. So good to see him get some minutes.
Of course, back at Ellen Road. Of course, he spent half season on loan in Spain. That didn't quite work out. Chance for Shackleton to come forward then. Click to Baker. Baker stands that one up. Well, he's looking for the run. One of either Dolby or Iraguchi. Didn't quite come off. But you can see he's looking for that eye of the, that eye of the needle pass all the time, Tony.
Which is important, because you need someone with some invention in that last third. That there's no doubt. But what you also need is the players around him to make the right run. So I think he can find them, but just getting used to his teammates at the moment.
York has picked this one up on the far side for York City. You've got 2 in the box, including Jake Wright. But Leeds United will come away with it. And the referee decides it's going to be a free kick.
Moke, the substitute, with a poor challenge, really. And Clark, good decisive run. I'd like to see him do that, certainly in the last third a bit more.
Got another York City substitution. It's Wes York who's gone off. There we go. Vinny Steele's his replacement. Click. Looking for Shackleton. That's a good out ball. Options on here. Here is Click again. Oh, nice layoff to Lewis Baker. Just a bit short. Looking for Pierce, but they will get the throw. They're going to get the winner here at Bootham Crescent. Moving towards the halfway point of the second half. Here is Lewis Baker. Vieira. To Click. Now Pierce comes in field. Dupont. Chance to send this ball in. It's not a bad delivery. Not really dealt with by Newton. Iraguchi. To Click. Lewis Baker. He's got it back. That's a good ball out to the left-hand side. Pierce, who's got time to look up. There's the ball in. Well held by Adam Bartlett.
You can see Baker again remonstrating with the 2 youngsters out on the left-hand side because he wants movement from them. So what Clark has to do, if he's not going to get the ball first time, he needs to get out of that space and then allow Tom Pierce to run into it. Unfortunately, there was no real movement. Baker's just trying to make that point.
Diaz. To Click. And now Dupont. They can start from the back here. There's Pierce making that run down the left-hand side. Will it reach him? Will it stay in? Well, the answer is no. It's not going to hold up for Tom Pierce. But you can see what the idea was. He's immediately away when. .44.00 exactly. There's the head count.
There you go.
Yeah, 4,400 here at Bootham Crescent tonight. But it's not been a bad spectacle, Todd. I mean, we talked about mileage in the legs, match sharpness. We've seen flashes from individuals. You know, some performances that will give the manager a bit of food for thought.
Yeah, for me, Click and certainly Baker, they've been very impressive. That there's absolutely no doubt. You're right, it's a really good surface to play on as well. Nice temperature. I mean, just get some minutes into your legs. It's the first game, for goodness sake, for these players here. So not too many conclusions to be drawn. But, of course, it does look like that this set of players, barring one or two, obviously, like Baker, going to try and force their way into that squad of 13 or 14 that he's got.
Vieira. Hiraguchi. He is one of those. Probably falls into that bracket. Diaz. For the ball over the top. There's too much on that. It's going to run all the way through to Adam Bartlett. And I guess what he will, if he's trying to transfer a message across here, Tony, he won't want the tempo dropping. You know, let's try and stay on the front foot. We've seen, well, you will have played enough pre-season games. I've watched enough to know that sometimes they come a bit of they go a little bit flat, don't they? There's often lulls, peaks and troughs in these types of games. We'll just see this out. But, well, Diaz has taken a whack from Jake Wright. That's going to be a free kick.
Absolutely, it's going to be okay. But you're right, yeah, they kind of die a death, don't they, at a certain point. I think that's exactly what he doesn't want to happen as well. So, you know, fitness is clearly key. But I think in the first game, okay, 15, 20 minutes to go, maybe he'll put up with that. But, you know, come that first game against Stoke, I'm sure he wants that high press. He wants it for 90 minutes. He wants that confidence playing out from the back and all that. So, you know, we're looking at the start. Hopefully it develops and we see exactly what he's trying to do. But I must admit, you know, from the players out here, a couple of them have been pretty good. After that, I think we've really struggled from, you know, set pieces. And that's an age-old problem, isn't it? Last season, as we do know, against lots of teams, physical teams that just put it in and around the box, you know, we come unstuck.
Diaz. Trying to find Shackleton, who's done well to win the header and keep that ball alive. And he's won it back. Now there could be a chance. Shackleton. Dolby trying to bring it under control to get the shot away. He's just trying to create the yard for himself. But in the end, York City clear their lines. And it's back with Click. Here is Ronaldo Vieira. Hiraguchi. Second half playing out on the right-hand side, the Japan international. So they'll be looking for the give and go on the edge. Cleared.
Clever play again from Baker. I mean, just round the corner, he's just used the outside of his boot to get a 1-2 from Dolby. Couldn't quite get it back again, but you can see he's certainly inventive, isn't he, in and around the box.
Hiraguchi, time to look up. Again, looking for the give and go. Vieira decides to come infield. That was a deflection, but it will carry out to Tom Pearce out on that left-hand side. Support from Duboc. Again, they keep it alive down that left-hand side with Jack Clark. Now Vieira. Hiraguchi. Shackleton trying to create the space for him. They're just a little bit on top of each other at the minute. That's the problem. And York City just get away with the throw-in. They're going to just try and take the sting out of the game now, you feel. I would say I think they've retreated the last 5-10 minutes. Yeah. Here's where that professional fitness levels come in as well. So
absolutely, yeah. I mean, there are differences level, obviously. I think Parker might get a touch anytime soon. Hopefully this is it. He's been on there for about 10 minutes and still not the 19. Will he get it? There we go. Look at that.
Yeah.
Oh, and takes one out for his second touch. He's got the free kick. What happened there?
We thought it was the other way.
Exactly, but anyway. But yeah, you're right. You know, that's why at this sort of level that York are playing at, there's bound to be differences technically, obviously, fitness-wise. But Leeds are just at the start of the pre-season. It's a really tough block of games, isn't it? We talked about it before. You know, a lot in a short space of time, but you know, how quickly can Bielsa get his ideas across?
Jay Wright will give chase, but well, is he going to carry? Will do in the end. Yeah, don't forget further pre-season coverage here with us on LU TV. Southend away. July 22nd, that'll be a 2 o'clock kickoff. Oxford away, July 24th, 7:45 kickoff. Guiseley away, July 26th, 7:45 kickoff. And Las Palmas, that game at Ellen Road, July 29th, a week on Sunday, 3 o'clock kick.
Are you fucking kidding?
Now it's with Click. To the feet of Clark. To Bock.
Not this again.
Click again. Does he fancy his chances? He does. He's gone for it. Not a bad effort. Well, it's gone out with the corner. There's the climb. Dolby trying to get his shots away, but he was being manhandled. And Simon Heslop attempted to clear his lines, but they've given it away. All Leeds United, last 5 to 10 minutes. Lock again to Lewis Baker. And that's a position he's occupied for large parts of this game. Is there going to be a shot on the turn? Carries run into the box is Clark. Pearce to Clark again. Clark with the feint. Back out to Pearce. Pearce with the ball in. And in the end, left-footed attempt from Baker, who's down on the ground. Just couldn't quite get over the ball.
Spectacular, but good play, certainly for the two youngsters out on the left-hand side. Eventually the ball came in and Lewis Baker with a flying volley, but not quite. That would have capped his night off pretty well, because I do think he's played very well.
Yeah, he's made the run into the box, and in the end, just that final execution, couldn't quite get over it. Might be about, 10 minutes left plus-ish, whatever the referee decides to add on. Parkin challenging with Vieira. Here's Morke. Bit of a midfield duel. Shackleton to Lewis Baker. He's got time to look up. Away at the centre circle. Finds Tom Pearce on that left-hand side. Baker again. Newton with the chest control into the feet of Parkin on the turn, but he's just lost out. Can't get into the game, the big man, John Parkin. But you know what? He scored a lot of goals last season for York City. 25 goals in the Conference North, so still capable at, this level. Player who has been around the block.
And to be fair, the way that they deliver set pieces, you can see him profiting, can't you, for sure.
Fuck off.
Vieira. 2 Click. Diaz. And York City just about camped. And in the end, Vinny Steele just runs out of real estate on this near side. Vieira. 2 Click. Quintana for them. They can't get out their own half at the minute.
No, they can't. And finally, Leeds started to dominate that midfield area. We didn't do it so well in the first half. As the game's gone on, I think we have certainly dominated. I think Click going into that midfield area and Baker, I mean, you clearly have certain players on the right wavelength.
Just fucking work.
2 of them, that's no doubt. So that has been improved, or a big improvement for Leeds in the second half.
An interesting combination in the middle, doesn't it? One for the manager. Pearce. Ball over the top for Dolby to chase. A one-on-one. But the big centre-back does well initially. Throw it, says the referee.
I think Dolby's done pretty well, actually, since coming on. I like the way that he's certainly faced up. And tried to play the 1-2s in and around the box. He's a big physical player. Obviously, he got his goal, which was a good finish as well.
Still a teenager as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
18 years of age. He's a big 18-year-old. One back by Diaz, but there's the challenge. And the referee decides it's going to be a York City free kick. Player that went down, he doesn't have a number on his back, so I can't relate to. Come on. I think it is David Ferguson. So a free kick for York York City. It does mean that they can just get a bit of a breather here. It's the first time they've been out their own half in something like 10 minutes.
Just fucking work for the last 10 minutes.
But they're going to send the big men up. Ben Sharif. Parslow is in there as well. Committed the free kick. No real complaints.
That occasion, better defending from Vieira as well, just getting the right side of his man as well, getting the ball in there.
And here he is again, captain for the evening and back in possession. Diaz. You can see that challenge clinch coming from Jake Wright. He knew what was coming there, Diaz, and he wins the free kick. Here is Click to Lawrence Duboc and Pierce. Measured build-up. All Leeds United. Certainly the second half. Just that one chance when York thought they'd gone back in front. There's the shot from the edge from Clark. Okay, he's in there. To Click. Vieira again. Click. Tom Pierce telling him where he wants it. Oh, you could see the idea was on, but the pass intercepted. The call went out from Tom Pierce. Lewis Baker, but well dealt with at the back by Hamza Ben Sharif. Safety first policy from him. Take loan signing from Chelsea. But a throw in over on the far side. Clark. Ronaldo Vieira says, give it to me. Now in possession. Iraguchi. Diaz. Has dropped certainly from the home side anyway, so which is he's caused the contest a bit of a lull, hasn't it, at the minute? Into the box now, Clark continues his run. Can he get his shot away? Oh, right footed in the end. And it's going to be a goal kick. It's a poor execution from Jack Clark, who'd actually done the hard part.
Did everything well, didn't he?
Yeah.
Scuffed it, tried to give the keeper the eyes and send it back to the near post, but didn't connect well. But I think there's been some bright sparks from certainly Clark out there.
Yeah. Bit on this for him as well. Jack Clark, he's York born, so academy graduate. Represented Leeds at under 18s and under 23s level. He's looked pretty dangerous when he's coming from the left-hand side. There's the headed clearance from Pierce. Apart from that one scare, he's pretty much been a spectator the second half, Tony.
He has. Well, he came on, didn't he, at half-time, and of course, within the first 45 minutes, made a fantastic save. And
over the top. Let's say we'll run through. Final touch came off Dan Parslow, but his goalkeeper
was very close to being perfect, wasn't it? Of course, Sam Dolby has run out of that centre-forward position. Of course, the big space there for Baker then to run into. Delivery from Vieira, almost.
And they've won it back. Here is side of the penalty area. Teeing this one up for Baker. Had to bring it under control. Then, of course, he's faced with a wall of Yorks, create the space for himself.
And the ball into him as well just bounced in front of him. So sometimes, you know, appreciation of the pass to a player with his hard and low along the deck may have been easier to control.
On the far side, right in front of the dugout for York City. They can get out their own half. Two centre-backs playing well. Morque, Adriano Morque, the substitute. Now it's with Newton. To Newton again. Ball over the top, trying to get Jake Wright away. Again, better from Ronaldo as well. Diaz will carry the ball forwards. Here now is Click. To the feet of Dolby. Shackleton beyond him. Dolby's done well. Good hold-up play. Iraguchi. Dolby to Baker. Baker out to the left-hand side. Tom Pierce. which is good. Now, does he have a run at the fullback? He does. Gets to the byline, stands that one up. Dolby climbs, gets the header down. Probably couldn't get the...
And I like then Pierce really attacking, good ball in, and of course defender just probably did enough, didn't he? But Dolby, back post, that's where you want your big striker.
Well, I mean, he got the Clark connection he would have wanted. Parking the target here. And it eludes the big man. Picked up by Idaguchi, is heavy. Adriano Morque. Out to the left-hand side now. And they've got Vinny Steels. Morque again. Morque decides to send that one in this time. Parking can't bring it under control. York City can just take some of the sting out of this. It's a heavy challenge as well, isn't it? From
Dolby, yeah, on Jake Wright. And I think what Wright did was got his body all the way across. But of course, Dolby just continued with his tackle and took him clean out. But almost there again, Lewis Baker, running beyond Dolby. The ball was the right one as well, but execution not quite right. But that's positive, certainly.
Newton, give it that crossfield ball. Laurence Duboc is back helping out. Moving into the final 5 minutes. We'll get some post-match thoughts from Tony to follow. Tony Verrigo with us, LUTV coverage this evening. Try and get some post-match reaction as well. If not from the manager, then from the players. Lewis Baker this time. Can't bring it under control, and there might be a chance on here for a late winner. Brilliant interception, it needed to be as well, from Laurence Duboc. With Jake Wright threatening almost a one-on-one, but it was a one-on-one situation, and that tackle needed to be inch perfect, and it was.
Superb, absolutely. I thought he actually done it for pace as well, but yet he got back and made a brilliant challenge. Ball first, man second. Nice challenge.
That all came as well from Lewis Baker giving the ball away. He's touched on that occasion, just let him down. Here's Pierce out on the left-hand side. Clark in support. Pierce decides to go it alone. Ball into the near post area, and Leeds will get a corner.
Can we fashion a winner from somewhere? Let's see. Set pieces, of course, haven't been great, but certainly with Sam Dolby on there, I think he's been pretty good second half.
Corner to be taken by Clark then. There's the ball in. York City deal with it at the near post. Morque challenging with Idaguchi. And he's come away with it. One back. There's Baker. Morque trying to win that ball back for his teammates. Shackleton down the right-hand side. Again, looking for the give and go. Lewis Baker. Pierce. Can he get the delivery? Oh, given away. Free kick. And York City will take all the time in the world here. Chance to just run down the clock. And eat away at precious time as we move towards the dying embers of regulation play. We've got some talking points. I mean, some individual performances of highlight, Tony, as well, which we'll get on to.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's been a decent workout.
Workout is the word.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's what you need at this stage of the season.
Bartlett. Parking the target. Up climbs the big man. Flag has gone up over on the far side. John Parkin offering a word of advice to the linesman. I'm not sure it's broadcastable, so we'll keep it at that.
Let's just say he didn't agree.
Correct. Is the diplomatic way of describing it. Yeah. Duboc into the feet of Baker. Baker on the half turn. Immediately he's got his head up looking for options. Over the halfway line to Vieira. Vieira into space. Just loses out. And cleared. Parkin looking for the layoff. And finds Jake Wright. Free kick. Hugo Diaz. Well, It's the one and only yellow card this evening. You were referencing earlier, Tony. Pre-season games, referees generally show a degree of leniency and benefit of the doubt, and it's clumsy, isn't it?
Yeah, listen, it is normally a booking. I'm just surprised a minute left is there and he gives the yellow card.
That's the York City man of the match. It's not the man of the match. The York City match sponsors. It goes the way of Alex Kempster. So a free kick to be taken by Parkin. He fancies it. Well, the big man, he's been feeding off scraps since he came on. And he's just thought, you know what, I'm going to go for it.
He hasn't lost his ambition, has he?
He hasn't.
which is saying something.
I think we've lost the ball as well.
Lost the ball, yeah.
Well, John... Parkin, the veteran target man. Yeah, he scored 25 goals last season. Spells at Hull City, Stoke City, Preston and Cardiff City, of course. But no, that wasn't the answer. I think he's just got a bit bored, to be honest.
I think you're right. I think you're right.
Well, it was a bit of a sighter, speculative. Roy of the Rovers stuff from John Parkin, but and ask for Will Huffer. Vieira needs a bit of help here at Aguchi.
He's been quiet, hasn't he, second half?
He
Aguchi
has.
at the right-hand side, not really getting involved at the right-hand side, not really getting involved.
That would be a bit of a disappointment in the way that he's drifted out of the picture, Tony, yeah. I would agree. Dubot. Away down the left-hand side. Clark continues his run. Now, can we get a winner? Clark. Into a central position to Baker. Here's the out ball. United ends all square. York City 1. Leeds United 1. It was the trialists who put the home side in front. Equaliser from Sal Dolby, the Leeds United substitute.
You know, better certainly in the first half. They might have had one or two more even, but the Leeds came back into it at the end of that first half. Second half, they dominated, but York had the best chance, didn't they, in that second half? It was a great opportunity.
The fair result, Tony, would that be correct?
Just about, yeah. I thought York were probably, you know, better certainly in the first half. They might have had one or two more even, but the Leeds came back into it at the end of that in there. Baker, I thought, looked lively. As the half progressed, he just dominated, didn't he, in that last third. He was able to play a bit further up, you know, running off Dolby as well. So good things to come from Baker, no doubt.
We referenced as well, right at the top of the show, Tony, about players that will be looking to put a marker down.